Hello, this is Kelsey Wickenhauser, your host of Kingdom Fit Moms, and I have no notes. I am whimsically coming on here today to tell you a little story about my friend, and she is one of my best buddies, and I just wanted to share her story because I think it has become culturally normal to just struggle with weight, and this friend of mine has literally never struggled with weight. And I saw her back in April, and we were able to have a conversation about this. And I picked her brain, and I wanted to share with you all of her wisdom and insight into how she has lived this life healthy and not thinking about weight. So let's dive in. Hey, welcome to the Kingdom Fit Moms podcast, where we believe that you can go on a journey to lose weight for the last time. I know you've tried all the things and you may not believe me yet, but when you do weight loss the Kingdom Fit Moms way, everything changes. You're in the right place if weight is constantly on your mind. You're confused about food, you're missing out on memories, and maybe even putting your dreams off for another day because this weight struggle is no joke. We're a community and we're on a mission to invite God into this weight loss journey so you can shed the burden and shine your light. I want you to start living and believing in the version of yourself that heaven sees. Let's get started. Okay, we're nearing the end of our special with throwback prices, and so I just want to remind you that if you are listening to these Kingdom Fit Moms podcasts and you're like, yes, I want to invite God into this journey, I need a plan, I need a step-by-step process, I need somebody to help me, then this is your time. Take this as your sign. I am here to invite you to join us. There are two ways to play. Number one, if you want one-on-one help with me, if you want somebody to walk you through step by step, if you want to be a part of our community that meets weekly for group calls, we have accountability groups, just very, very connected so that you can really be held accountable, then you need to come apply for Fit Moms Academy. So right now we have a few $1,000 scholarships left. You can come work with me for 6 months and get to your goal weight faster, and ultimately we're going to be on the path to lose weight for the last time. Now, if you're not ready yet for the Academy, that's okay. Come join us in Fit Moms Accelerator. Guys, this is like the no-brainer choice because right now with our $100 discount into Fit Moms Accelerator, you can get started today for as little as $77. Okay, I know that if you paid attention to your meal planning for a month and skipped out on a couple meals out to eat, you could find $77 a month. Let's be real. So inside Fit Moms Accelerator, it's our 10-week weight loss boot camp, and I'm going to take you through the step-by-step process of how to manage your time well, how to invite God into the journey, how to break off the bad roots that are keeping you stuck in this weight loss journey. You're going to have a community, a monthly Q&A call with me. It is a lot of fun, lots of recipe swaps, teaching you how to love real food, everything you need to do kingdom-minded weight loss. So, which adventure do you choose? Hop down to the show notes right now and make sure that you take advantage of throwback prices before they expire on June 6th. Okay, I'm going to tell you today about my friend. Her name is Leslie. I asked her if it was okay if I shared her story on the podcast, and she said yes, by the way. Okay, so Leslie and I met in PA school, and we were roommates. God blessed us. Just randomly, we found each other, and actually through another friend, we were both invited to room together. So I remember one of my first memories of her in our kitchen was she was making this salad, which I love to this day, that has cucumber, tomato, avocado, and salt, and that's it. And I honestly, in PA school, I had never had an avocado. So that is just crazy to me now because I eat them now about every day. And she always just was healthy, and she ate food that I kind of thought was weird at the time, and I was still pretty early on my health journey, but now she's one of my best friends, and we get to see each other maybe once a year and just catch up and talk for 3 days straight, and then we catch up again, through phone conversations, but then we binge talk for Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. You probably have a friend like that too, where it's a lot of fun when you get back together. So this last time we hung out, I asked her, why have you never struggled with weight? And I got into this conversation because I have another friend who believes that everybody, like all women struggle with some disordered eating or have a broken relationship with food. And, there have been times in my life where I have tried to out exercise a bad diet or, try to eliminate specific food groups. So I have had some, a little bit of a, I don't know, iffy relationship with food. But my friend, really, she's just always doing the right thing. So her story is she grew up and her family is half French, half Lebanese. So there is a cultural difference there, just compared to most of us here who grew up in America. And for the first few years of her life, she lived in Lebanon. But I asked a lot of questions about what was food, what were your meals like, what was the attitude around food, was the attitude around being heavy in your home. So I'm going to recap that here. So pretty much everything was made at home. And we dive into this in the accelerator about the accessibility of all of our crummy food now, right? And how that makes a huge difference. But she always, if somebody were to make a dessert, it was homemade. And so it's just made with more intention. Dessert, however, she said was not something that they had at dinner time. With every meal, they would have a salad, or at least with every dinner, there was a side of a bunch of greens and vegetables. So that was just the norm, even for the kids. So they didn't just suddenly start eating salads when they were adults, which I actually think this is an interesting concept because, a lot of times I'll see posts like, what are some kid-friendly meals or what are some kid-friendly ideas for vegetables? But maybe we are the problem, right? We're the problem because we're trying to tailor things to make them quote unquote kid-friendly, or ultimately this probably means more processed and more, sugary or addictive if you take it to the extreme. But what if we just said salads are normal? And I've told this story before. I remember my daughter, she's 5 now. She was 2.5 or 3 sitting at the counter and I was eating a salad and she said, "Can I have some?" And I kind of looked at my husband. I'm like, "Sure," try to play it cool. And lo and behold, she just ate and ate and ate and she asked for more. And so I have been really trying to incorporate this. And when we have salad, I put it on my kids' plates and, oftentimes they'll eat it and it's surprising. So anyway, so Leslie, her family just ate salads. Now, she told a really cute story of her dad, and every time after dinner, her dad would always be cutting open fruit, and that was kind of their tradition. So there was no dessert like we have it. There were no Hostess cakes sitting around, but they would, peel an apple or a peach or something and eat it together. So I thought that was kind of interesting. One of the gals in our academy, she has coined this term, at least for me, of calling fruit God's candy. And if we eliminate all the added sugar, fruit is really sweet and delicious and can serve as a dessert. So another mindset that she had was, and she still has now, and even her husband attested to this, is that she's always looking at food in the sense of, is this nutritious? Is this nutrient dense? Her husband even said, yeah, you do say that word a lot, in a good way, right? And so there's just a mindset of, my body needs support to run, and I want to fill it with food that's nutritious. And I think when we see food this way and we can get to the point where we understand it, instead of seeing vegetables as a chore or something we have to do, or, I have to get my protein in, or, oh man, I have to miss out on, the bread and butter, or whatever your thing is. I think if you switch the way that we think, and get to the point where we're really honoring our bodies with what we eat, then there's a shift in everything related to weight, and it becomes a lot easier. I think about sometimes how, oftentimes when women are pregnant, they're really focused on getting nutrient dense food in because they're like, oh, I really want to help this baby to grow. And I'm, really cognizant of what I'm eating for that reason. And then when we're not pregnant anymore, it's like that can kind of go out the window. So what if we had that mindset? I've even thought of this of like, what if we have the mindset that we are pregnant for what God has for us, for the next step in our walk with Him and shifting the way that we think. So I want to be filling my body with every meal, with every snack, with nutritious food for what He has for me next. Okay, I asked Leslie also, were you ever, what was body image like growing up, or how did your family see people who were overweight? What was that like? And there were very real conversations. I think she said that her grandma had even commented, like, you don't want to grow up and be heavy. And there was just this general understanding of with that comes negative consequences of your knees hurting or disease. And I think it's interesting how we have lost that, right? It's become so culturally normal and so offensive to mention the fact that being obese has a lot of things that come with that we don't want, but we're so afraid to say that to our kids so oftentimes. But it was the way that she described it, at least the way that I heard her, is just that it was matter of fact and not in the sense of like, oh, you need to be a certain size, or you need to be ripped, or you have too much belly fat, or you don't look good in those clothes. Like, that was never the language, but it was like, you just don't want to go down that road of struggling with your weight. And because their family had this culture of, we eat a lot of nutritious foods, that's normal for us, and we don't have junk in the house, and we want to be people who are active and traveling and able to do whatever God calls us to do. So being heavy is just not a part of our family culture. And I don't know how exactly they expressed it, but that's kind of how I heard her. And I just wanted to share this because maybe it will encourage you just in the way that you do health in your family. And the first step in this is getting well ourselves, right? We can't be a squeaky wheel for our kids on eat this, and then they see us, stuff our face with, whatever. You get the idea. But so I just want to encourage you that your kids will see what you're doing, and they will start to exemplify health based on your actions. We had a conversation today, just this evening, inside of the academy. And one of our fit moms was just sharing how snacks in her home are much healthier, and her sister has noticed, and even her kids, like, they don't even really desire all the junk food anymore. She has kids up to teenagers, and it's been a slow process, but it's not something that would have happened had she not said yes and gone on this journey to do all the heart work, all the systems work, all the time management, all the just real food swaps, all of those things that we teach you inside of the accelerator in the academy. So anyway, I hope this encourages you and doesn't make you feel like, oh my gosh, I have so many things to do, but rather gives you a different bar to be set in your home, and also reminds you that you are the one to change the culture in your home. Moms really do set the tone. Dads are great for leadership and discipline and, follow through and all of that. But I really believe that moms are the ones who set the culture. And so I just want to encourage you to fight the good fight, to make your health a priority, to make it a priority to get well, and to not wait, because every day you wait, our kids are picking up on all sorts of different habits. And the sooner that they see that we're vulnerable and we're human and we have things to work on, and we can do that with God, and they start to see that change and that fruit, it's going to have an impact, mama. So be blessed, and I will see you next time on Kingdom Fit Moms. Hey Fit Mom, if this episode blessed you today and you can think of somebody else who's struggling in her weight loss journey, would you consider sharing this week's episode with her to give her a sense of hope? And then while you're at it, hop on over to our free Facebook community, Kingdom Fit Moms, for daily encouragement and support. Let's go shed the weight to shine the light.